Welcome back to the Installer Plaza. Now, I'm joined by this gentleman next to me. His motto is Innovate or Die. This is Jan Kriekels. He's from Yaga. He's a creative economist with an anthropological background. I feel very insignificant sitting next to you, Jan. I've got to be honest. I mean, I'm just a human being, but they're quite important human beings.
I don't know what I am, but it looks like I'm also a human being.
You're well-travelled, and you've got these values about respect nature, awaken the artist, dream a future, create emotion, build bridges. Very much, is how you live, isn't it?
This is how I live, and the values actually come from not the three wise men which come from the East. It's about 5 wise men.
Okay.
And all values represent an archetype. You probably also have an archetype.
Yep.
Are you the respect nature man? Or
Yep.
are you the creative man?
Yeah.
Or are you the visionary
We are
man?
all archetypes.
Yeah, you have some certain archetype where you are stronger in.
Yeah.
Or maybe the social guy, the bringing the messages, or the spiritual guy. It's like a regroupment of the archetypes for the new age coming.
Now, I saw one of your podcast interviews recently, and you said that Yaga started more than 200,000 years ago. You don't look that old, I got to be honest.
I think we lived forever.
So explain what you mean by that.
It means that
Just hold this nice and close.
everything started with the invention of the fire.
Fire.
You know, Prometheus stole the fire from the gods, and they sent us Pandora, and she opened the box, which made the world different. The only thing we have to do is bring that fire back to the gods, and the Pandora box will close.
Wow. Well, I'd love to be in one of your board meetings. They must be great fun. Now, Yaga, I looked up, is a Malay word, okay, which means take care, or it's a guard or a sentry. Is that what it means in
That's what it means. If you're back in nature without a fire, you probably won't make it. So heating is taking care of you. It's taking all the bad things around you, like humidity, bacteriological things, viruses away. And in this bubble of comfort, we can survive.
But in your case, Yaga is the coming together of 2 names, I think I'm right in saying.
It's Jan and Gaston. We're 2 installers. I'm a son of Jan. I'm also Jan. And I was actually taking care of the production of radiators when I was already at 5. So it's human labor which made me...
Child labour.
Child labor.
Child labour. But this was your dad. Your father was an installer.
Yeah. He was an installer, yes.
And did he have a vision about the future then when he was doing it?
No, they were really people. They had a lot to do, and there were filled days that they had to bring radiators in the homes, because before there was charcoal in the homes, and it was a dusty thing, and so they invented actually central heating. You have one boiler in the room, and you have pipes, and we put the radiators on. And we as a child had to make these radiators.
Wow. So were you the sort of child who sort of in the chemistry lessons were making things that explode as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can believe it.
And this actually was the bottom of my life, because I always had to work.
Right.
So I invented something not to work. Is going to visit cultures in the world. So I probably visited 100 countries to find out how people defend themselves in survival. And this is all mixed in one book.
We got it. This is available. Is it on Amazon?
Yes.
Innovate or Die.
And it means cultures like humanity on Earth are only sustainable when we respect these values.
And it says here on the back.
For example, the respect nature one is not respected. It will kill us if we don't respect nature.
Yeah, and I think that's a really important point.
Yeah.
You disrespect it and you abuse it, it's going to get you
like
back.
we did. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So let's get on to that. How big a threat is climate change to humans as a species, as a human race? How big a threat? Read the book. I know.
Innovate or die.
Okay.
We won't make it when we don't respect it.
So what do you mean by innovate or die?
Innovate or die means that we have to radically change our values, how we look to life and to other species and to our environment. And if we don't adapt our brain to this, if we keep on going the same way, there's a threshold we go over, and things will dramatically change, and there will be no place for us anymore.
So when you're talking about this, and I get you get a lot of followers and people who are interested in what you're saying, do you find there's a generational thing here where acceptance comes in for people? You know, older people will think, do you know what, I haven't got long left, so I don't really care.
You know, I think,
or is it different to that?
I think everybody unconsciously knows that the things we do, we cannot get away with in your unconsciousness. But we hide it like people on the sea.
It's all right if I do it as long as nobody else does
nobody looks to it.
Yeah,
It's something in the brain we don't want to see. But the younger generation, of course, they come in a materialized world, they have other ideals, and they probably have this consciousness more on their lips. And they have all the problems we had with the pollution, we push to the next generation.
Yeah.
So they're going to have all the pollution we created in 200 years of industrialization and agricultural industrialization. And so they are actually with all this pollution, so they have to act in the future to actually survive in this poubelle.
Oui, c'est la poubelle, vraiment. But do you see your role in life, if you like, to educate? Is that what
My role in life is to make people consciousness. I have a truck for this, and I did presentations for up to 5,000 people about Innovate or Die to wake up that consciousness. So I see this is my role, because I went to Burning Man also, where the fire is actually the actor. And I created there a big piece of art, and we burned it just to talk with the people about the fire. It's the fire we have to stop. At this moment, we bring fire into the world at a capacity of 4 atomic bombs a second. This will change the atmosphere dramatically. And if we don't believe it, the scientist like Attenberg says there's only one number we have to look, that's the carbon dioxide. So everything we make, all our industrialization has to work without the fire. And from the fire we make electricity, from the fire the machine goes, we use fire to fly, everything is burning energy. Fossils, life forms. Us, we burn ourselves. So it's a very strange situation we are as humanity, and we already took 90% of everything, of the sea, of the land, of the domestic, everything. So we are far away over the edge, out of the shallow.
I wish we could do this all day, because I'm fascinated by this, but we've got about another 5-10 minutes or so.
But
I'd like to move to the subject of decarbonizing heat.
Yeah.
How big a challenge is it?
It's easy. All the heat pump manufacturers are there. Heat pump is unbeatable. Even hydrogen cannot beat heat pumps. For the homes, we need low temperatures. Heat pumps are super products. For industrial processes where you need higher temperatures, hydrogen is possible. See, so big industry will need hydrogens, and the homes will need heat pumps.
So how can industries and countries work together to implement energy-saving techniques and so on, and technologies?
It's
and
taxing the
renewable
pollution.
Taxing pollution. So, for example...
CO2 tax.
Okay.
Or water tax. Every ingredient which is polluting. I tell you something, all these big 100 companies in the world which created this industrialization with this energy, this fossil energy, they made a lot of money. If they would use this money they made and give it back to the people to clean the world, we would have no problem.
Well, what barriers are being put up to prevent this happening? Because there are barriers, aren't
The human brain.
Seriously?
Yeah. We have a problem.
In what respect?
Because we're all borderlines. Humanity is one borderline species. If you compare us with all the other animals, they don't use tools to manipulate everything. For example, you have seen a monkey with a PC?
Yeah.
So can you imagine that all the animals use technology? We don't have any chance. It's only us. We are communists in the natural world. So we have to think back our position in the world and take only as much as is necessary. And that's the Indian way. In the agriculture, but we shot them. We all shot them. Because I've visited all these tribes.
Yeah, no, I know.
I know. They have a good... Also, the Taoism might save us. If you look to the Taoism of Japan, the minimalistic life form, the samurai, the dedicated people, they live like butterflies. They only take what they need. And that's maybe the thing that might change in humans.
Okay, I'm not going to talk about the Japanese monks or anything here. I'm going to talk about installers instead. They're not.
The installers are our samurais.
I know, well, they are actually.
They are.
But how important are they in the race to net zero?
They
What role do they have?
They are the most important in the race, actually. If they advise the right thing, they don't think commercial or mercantile, and they sell the ideological thing, we could have a rapid change.
So, as a manufacturer, they're your greatest sales force, aren't they?
They are the sales force. But
front.
beside the engineers, of course, which are more specified, and also maybe the architect is also very important.
Well, here's a big question. What would you like to see the governments?
It's very easy. Let's say that in Europe we have 100 million homes. 200 million homes.
Well, hang on, we're not in Europe anymore. Just to emphasize that point.
I'm disconnected. Let's say Europe and UK, we have, let's say, 200 million homes. Let's say half of it we can do anything about. About this 100 million homes, we have to change in 30 years. Get them off the fossil grid. Get the gas boilers out, the oil boilers out, the electricity made of oil. So it means 3% of this mass we have to do every year. So it's 3 million homes we have to get off the grid. This is the biggest business after the war.
It's a massive challenge.
There's not enough material.
Yeah.
So to live in a home in the future with such an amount of room is impossible. So we have to make cocons in the room, I think, where alternative energy will be applied for the heating and for the cooling, because it's going to be very hot in the future. And we're going to need 60% more energy to cool the world. So you need what we make, radiators who can cool.
Yeah. Which is lucky you make them. We won't go into a commercial for this though. But
no, but they all want them. I want them that all make them. Everybody has to make them.
But is there a commercial aspect to this as well in terms of the profit you need today versus the investment for the future, so to speak?
I think that we have to make everything so easy that people can do themselves, because there will not be enough people to do the transition.
Okay.
So everything has to be self-done. We have to make lessons for the kids how to grow food again for the agricultural revolution, and we have to give lessons how they can change their homes themselves, the people.
It's the KISS principle: keep it simple, stupid.
No, I mean it's for the. I mean, the older can help.
I get it.
We can help them, of course, but the kids are mainly the guys who are going to change it. And so this do-it-self society, which is very creative, is what I call the creative economy, where everybody can still make everything for himself without a specialist.
How much representation do you make to governments?
I think the governments have to liberalize this market and say these are the correct solutions, and we go for it. Today we make a massive diffusion of solutions. Nobody knows what to do. It takes if you have a home, you want to change it, you go to an installer. One says this. You go to another merchant. He says this. So you have 25 solutions for the same problem. It's not the right solution. There's only one solution. No gas, no oil.
It's a bit like when you're ill, you look at Dr. Google. You're going to get so many different views as to what's right and what's wrong. Now look, we were talking beforehand. You were saying that most rock stars have got your products in their houses, but
that's true.
We're talking about Putin has got products of yours.
I mean, we've done the highest towers in Russia. We did the biggest airports in the world in Beijing. We do Facebook. We do Google. We have all the rock stars in technology and in music and in art. I mean, we could convince them. And now this technology has to come to everybody. And that's what we are trying to accelerate.
So President Putin doing a checking on his equipment from time to time, that must present a challenge.
We've probably done maybe 1,000 buildings in Russia.
Wow.
I mean, these people are the same as us.
Well,
don't believe the press. I mean, they're just like you and me. They're European.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, look, how long are you here? Are you here for the whole day today?
I'm here today and tomorrow morning.
So you're going to be at your stand, and
Yeah.
you're going to be meeting. Look, I'd love to go on for
I'm
hours.
going to meet all the heat pump manufacturers here.
Are you?
Yeah.
Why not? And I'd love to come over and carry this conversation. Yeah, and it's been a genuine privilege to meet you. People
very
should go
nice
out
from
and
you.
get this book.
Yeah.
It's doesn't say what the price is. It's probably, who cares? It's worth getting anyway. And go and meet this man. Fascinating, absolutely
you.
fascinating.
Yeah.
Please give it up for Jan Kriekels. Just a great guy.
Hello.
Jan, thank you
Thanks.
so much.